News First Newsline with Faraz Shaukatali.
And a jolly good morning to you. This is Newsline live from the Newsfirst studios in Dawson Street in Clambo. And today is, well, actually tomorrow is the Victory Day, Rendezvous Day. And we'd like to acknowledge the work of everybody in ensuring that peace has returned to our country. And this morning we have two representatives of the Sri Lanka Army, not to talk about Rendezvous Day, but in fact to talk about disaster responsiveness and rapid deployment in the face of disasters, natural and otherwise. And this morning we're joined by Major General Sudhanta Ranasinghe and Major General Ralph Nugera. Gentlemen, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And thank you very much for coming here. Of course, you do know that as the People's Channel, when we say to you, thank you for keeping us all safe and for all your efforts that you're ongoing and that you'll have done in the past. So thank you, gentlemen. It's not very often we get a chance to thank people such as yourselves here. So thank you. And on that note, can you tell us what's happening with all these matters? Shall we take Mitatamula, which is the most recent disaster? What's the role now the Army is playing now?
Really, at Mitatamula, the main concentration has come to a conclusion. Now it's in the aftercare state. And as at now, Army engineers and Army CBRN, that is Chemical, Biological and Radiation Battalion, they are working there with the ground troops under the divisional command. He has his operational room still. Standby, they are standing there. And that we are mainly concentrating on the bund, and we have stabilized the bund and that mountain into 40 years. And it's covered with tarpaulin. And we are looking, really concentrating now on the canal where the water is moving on. We have changed the direction of the canal, and now we are in the process of removing and clearing those stagnations there. So the pumping out.
It's about a month now.
Yes, that's because the sludge is so thick, and if you want to go to the solid state of the ground, we have to go about 30 feet further deep, and it's going to be a mega task. So as at now, we are pumping out and clearing those sludge retentions from those places. So as well as now, even the aftercare for people, personnel, and requirements, medical requirements, even the dengue, clearing of dengue and supporting people to clear out the garbage and all those things also being monitored, and we are still in active action state in that area.
I see. Because I have some images sent to me by one of our viewers who says that there's a lot of stagnation from an outsider who doesn't know about the sludge and so on. It appears that this is nothing is being done. But as I say, it's from outside who doesn't know.
Well, I would say it's certain statements are made, but we have been there from the day one, from the New Year afternoon and 14th afternoon, and soldiers almost 1,500 plus soldiers have been working, leaving aside the New Year or whatever, and they have been working there 24/7 continuously, and even today they are working.
And today, how long? How many people are on site today?
As at today, we have about a platoon of engineers, and infantry. We have the operational room. How many run?
Military police.
Yeah, military police 35. Military police.
What we actually have there is we are still maintaining the coordinating center, which will enable us to deploy rapidly in case there are any other eventualities.
Right.
And we also maintain a presence in support of the engineers and in support of the area in general, that is, if there is anything that needs clearing. But it might look as if we are little less on ground, but we are actually deployed with the right force and to achieve the right task right now. But if we try to I mean, there's no point in having more troops.
So you've got the optimum level of troops.
We got the optimum level, and we got the ability to also respond quickly if there is a need.
Right. That's very important, isn't it? The ability to respond quickly. Now, in that context, there's always this call, and anyway, current call, that the army is too much in the limelight, or in terms of space. You know, you're everywhere, and there's a call to sort of move you away and so on. How does that impact this fight for space, physical space, and your ability to respond quickly in case of emergencies?
So it's a national requirement where we have troops. Troops are there to support the governance, support the systems, and help the essential services as well when there is no war.
Right.
Now we are in the peace, and we have a secondary role: nation building, development, and assisting the civil authorities to maintain the essential services on whenever there is a requirement. And the cantonment system is everywhere in the world. So I do not agree that army is everywhere. Army is in those camps and cantonments, and they are there standing by, and whenever there are disasters or when there's a response needed, they always come to help. Now if you get the last year, we'll say from March to now, we had about 8 disasters like that, starting from Balangoda.
Balangoda is one.
Balangoda was one where a landslide came and the meditating monk got disappeared, no trace. Then it came to Heliagoda, then Bulat Kohupitiya. From Bulat Kohupitiya we went to Aranayaka. Then from Aranayaka we came down to floods in Colombo. Then from floods in Colombo we went to Salawa. And from Salawa we went to Meethatamul. Now who went in first? And leave aside this. Beside northeast and all these areas, even in central Kandy also there was a big issue, and then again it was the soldiers, the military forces who went in first. And north and east, who is going, who are the immediate responder, who is the first to go? It's the military. It's those security forces who goes in first, and they are the people who does search and rescue, the mitigation, and even the feeding of all those. So that is one of our primary roles as at now, and we do it best, and armies everywhere. I don't agree with that.
Do you think that there is a case in our country to have, to divest the army? Now your rapid deployment, the disaster relief operations is conducted by the army. Is there a case where we could take them out of the army and form them into a separate disaster response sort of force?
Actually, I think when you look at the army is naturally organized to deal with contingencies.
Right.
So we are organized, and we are trained, we are led, most importantly, at different levels, and we could adapt very fast.
Right.
So this type of this capability actually lies only with the militaries, and when we equip ourselves, according to that specialization, I mean, you won't get a better force capable of responding to a disaster which is generally chaotic.
So what you're saying is that it's better to be within the army, because then you're fully equipped for any eventuality, whereas if you had a separate force, it may be they may not be able to respond as quickly.
Yes, because we bring all our experiences and everything into play here. We deal with emotional factors and everything.
Right.
And when we say it's not only the army, it's the security forces.
Yes,
the army plays army being the main force, we play the major role. We have the Navy, Air Force, police, all these people. Now when we had Aranayaka, police, SPF, they all came in. As at today, we have 58 SAR teams by the army throughout the country, located in different district secretariat level. And Navy has got 47 SAR teams, and the Air Force has a similar number, maybe it's a little lesser, I forgot the numbers. And police, every police station, they are geared to assist and support the Army, Navy and the Air Force. Then STF, any event, they rush in, they come in and we work together. It's a kind of a cohesive effort where Army, Navy, Air Force, police all comes in. But the thing is, the Army, when we have this cantonment where we are located with access to any part of the country for any situation, it's essential. So now when we take Mitramulla, we had our elements in close vicinity. So that's how, with not even 1 hour, we could manage about 150 soldiers moving in and started the initial rescue work, and then till the time, of course, the backhoes and doses and things has to be moved in, and then it takes time. But of course, even the first excavator came in from the municipal council, which was at close vicinity, and the army doses moved in. Anyway, by 1800 hours, machines, everybody was in location and action was on.
I see. So, so there is a need really to be able to move rapidly, and you know, when you say that the others are also, the other forces also come and play a role, and we mustn't forget their role. But on the ground, let's take Mitra Tumula for example. On the ground, and you have all these forces there and the army. Who's in charge?
The authorities nominate a mission command. When it comes to Mitra Mulla, they appointed me as the authority.
So you then be able to. So a naval officer would have to.
They come and sit with the coordinating headquarters.
Actually, we work on the basis of cooperation.
Right.
And generally, army being the larger force with the larger resources on ground, usually takes up the leadership role. But everyone is on par, Navy, Air Force and everyone. It's just that the army would probably be a little more ahead in the decision-making processes.
Right.
So
because they're the lead partner.
Lead partner. And we are able to actually integrate. Now, in Mitra Mulla, we were well integrated. Now it is not only with the services, but it was also integration with the STF police and the other agencies, like disaster management, NBRO, the AGA, the electricity board. This integration is there.
So what I think what you're saying is that even though you provide the leadership, you are also working as a team. It's one team.
First team.
It's team disaster response.
Yes.
Whether you are Army, Navy, Police, and so on. So it's a bit like a corporate, isn't it? And you must work as a group. However diverse you are, you work as one brand.
We actually come together with different capabilities.
Right.
And we synchronize it based on, and focus it based on the missions that the mission. And you know, everyone has a role to play. Everyone has a very important role to play.
What about the people around who live around Mitra Tumula? How do you cope? Are they angry? They're obviously sad because they've had so many people, friends, relatives. How did they react, and how did they support you all?
Well, different scenarios, you find different kind of attitudes and the reactions by people. Now, coming from all this experience, I had 8 disasters continuously, so different places we had different, like Aranag, it was a different attitude and different environment. The Sala, completely different environment. Floods, it's another type. And Mitra Tumula, the people were kind of broken heart. They didn't know what will happen first. And then they were like, who will help us? Of course, the people came in, the mechanism came in, and government was very quick to respond. But initial stage it was that, but there was no real aggression or violence in that. People were cooperating.
But it was also a very ironic situation, isn't it? Because you're celebrating the New Year and many traditional expectations, and you know, the whole ambience was one of peace and the future. And then all of a sudden you're engulfed in this mountain of garbage. and you're losing family, friends, and so on.
Yeah, first few hours even what I realized, we were there immediately we were there. We were working, people are trying to fathom what happened, and they were looking. They didn't know where their houses were. They didn't know who had been there because the people are everywhere. So they were not very sure whether their family members were inside the houses or outside the houses. So we couldn't get information initially, but subsequent all the time. The worst part is the guys coming into sightseeing. So this I've been telling from Aranayaka, Salava, flats, every other people, they come to see what happened, and it disturbs them.
That's because there's a natural curiosity in our society, isn't there?
Yeah, but that disturbs the entire rescue process.
Yeah.
They come in, and our ambulances cannot come in, the vehicles cannot come in, the earth-moving vehicle takes time because there's so much of congestion on the roads and all that. And police, they came in very fast and they were trying their best, but still, and people are not. Initially, we have been telling this always.
Now, of course, in between all this, our network, Sirsa, has got a bit of a name for itself for in terms of disaster responsiveness, because people sort of look up to us and see what are we doing when a disaster is going on, and our car park and our warehouses and so on suddenly become centres for people. I saw an old lady just bring a few bottles, one case, and bits and pieces, just small bags of whatever they can find. So, obviously, did that aid you? Did our efforts help you?
Of course, and such things, organized men are coming in, you come to a collecting center, from there it goes in fine. But just imagine every individual trying to come with a small packet of water.
Yeah.
Each person, individual, comes in with a vehicle or a three-wheel trying to give that.
Yeah.
So
that's a problem.
Congestion. That's congestion. So
congestion.
It really disturbs us with the movements, the ambulance movement, the vehicle movement, the backhoe movement, all that. So this kind of an issue we have been facing.
And Mr. General Nogueira, did you detect any robust opposition to your efforts, obstacles?
No, nothing.
Were there any obstacles? No. Because obviously there's a big mafia going on there.
There are different characteristics of different areas.
Right.
So one thing we got to know, we have to understand that, and we have to understand the emotional state of people who have gone through this, and mixed with a little bit of spirits of the day, because it was New Year. So we need to understand all that. So the ideal circumstance would be to isolate the site, and where you have only military and the actual responders and rescuers. Well, that is in the books.
Right.
When emotions are there, we got to work through the chaos.
Yeah.
We have to work whilst the people are pressuring us. Means it is fairly justifiable. They are looking to get their people out. Rescue. So I think the people have merely at times vented their emotions, which we know we should know how to accept. But when come day 2, day 3, it gradually eased out.
Yeah, well, we had our producer this morning, Chaturanga, who was there for 3 days. And was missing from the office, but he was out there filing reports religiously. And obviously, there are various viewers who are sending us messages talking about why are we talking about disaster management when tomorrow is the Victory Day. Well, we're not saying anything adverse about that. We have already mentioned that tomorrow is the celebration of Victory Day. But what better way than to celebrate our armed forces by talking about the real work that they're doing now in a post-war situation, in a peaceful environment, where they are actually making a difference to our lives. Certainly, they're trying to during all these disasters. Isn't that right? Is that your in a post-war situation? These are sort of these are the more essential matters, is it? When you is there anything that you all have learned from these? Now you mentioned about 8 disasters. What have you all learned? Is it an ongoing learning process?
Yeah, we have a couple of learnings from all these things. We are the preparedness and equipments.
Right.
Now we lack in equipments. Though we have, I said we have 58 SARTs by the Army and 47 by the Navy and all that. So really these people should be equipped. And we should continuously work with NBRO and the district secretary levels and the ministry levels, the Ministry of Disaster Management and all the people. And we should, as at now we have monthly district committee, and it's before management and mitigation we are started the programs to keep people aware of possible disasters. NBRO is doing a great job. They are identifying and telling us. Met department is coming in, and education process has started from the school level, and district committees gets together every month. We have the district disaster representative from the ministry, and we have the military guy who is working with them. So all those things are going, and with that we have the garbage disposal committees and the dengue prevention committees. All that is for the community and the maintain of essential services, while doing the support for the nation building and the construction activities, giving all that. So we get into this part also, whilst maintaining 100% vigilance to the secret by the Field Formation Commanders.
And Major General Noguera, what about the Salawa business? Have you got to the bottom of what happened?
Actually, I would know he's there.
No, I would,
Okay,
yeah.
sorry,
Right,
wrong person.
Right. Salawa, there is a process going on.
It's over a year now.
Yes, I think the reports have come because I'm the field guy, I'm the field commander, so I'm the Security Force Command, so I did the field action.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
But but my question really is not about it happened. I'm sure nobody went there and lit a match and started this. But that's not my question really. My question is, what about the people there? What about the relief effort there?
Salawa relief is done 100%. Everything is done. As at now, we are in the process of constructing 35 small shops. It's
Just to replace the damaged ones.
Yeah, the initial compensations were done.
Right.
Clearance was 100% done.
Right.
Even their paddy fields were cleared, and even we did that Wapmagula sort of things also. Then house construction we supported.
Right.
Garbage and clearance of debris 100% done. Then there were a couple of vendors who have been on rented shops. You know, they have been doing their businesses in the rented shop. So they had an issue where the owners takes time to construct their shops, and then they wanted to close. So we have already started construction of 35 small boutiques, and it's halfway done. I think in about 1 month or so it will be completed, and we have already given up area from the Army camp. We are going 5 acres. We have released 5 acres from Salawa camp, and there will be kind of a city center coming in the 5 acres. The mega police is working on that. Plans are made, and it will be a new township in Salawa very soon.
Right. So from sort of amongst the dark clouds, there are silver linings here and there. And what about the disaster mentioned in Balangoda? And is that where we lost the life of a...
Balangoda, 1 monk, of course, we could not raise him. We tried about 4 days. About a battalion was working there. Then after that we came to Haliagoda. Of course, Haliagoda, 3-4 houses got damaged and a couple of roads were blocked. From Haliagoda, it was Bulak Cooperative, 13 people.
Are you all, if you go back to the Balangoda one, post your help there, post your relief efforts, how is it going? How are the people there? Are they going back to try and occupy those?
No, Balangoda, that mountain, there were no people. It was only this monk who is doing his meditation in the mountain top, its complete jungle.
Right.
So Really, it was Aranayak where we had people, and Bulat Kohopitiya where we had people. Bulat Kohopitiya, they have vacated that area, and they are being given new houses. Aranayak today is, yesterday it was 1 year, today is 17th, today is 1 year.
Yeah.
And Aranayak, of course, on this weekend we are having a full dana and alms giving and a full night period ceremony on the weekend. And Aranayak also people again last week, about 2-3 days before, we went and we handed over another 30 houses constructed by 3 forces, and there are more houses being constructed. So Aranayak problems are also being eased out. There are few people who are in some tents that also will be solved within span of next 2-3 months. The promises have been made, and they'll be given that.
You know, we acknowledge wholeheartedly the efforts of all the forces, and we also have in the process of our presence in this country as media organization. You know, we've also got various programs, and as I said earlier, we are, and as you acknowledge, we are also rather well geared to respond quickly when when disasters happen. And of course, in terms of creating awareness, if ever you need our help in that, like you say, when you say sightseers and so on. So if you need awareness of that and you want to send out a message, please feel free to contact our network, because we'll be more than happy to help in any way we can.
Okay.
And here at News First, we the desire to report, to keep the public updated, and to present the public's view and so on, and in the pursuit of truth, and to report the truth. That keeps us going. What keeps you all going? Is it disasters?
No, it's not that. What keeps us going is the mission, in fact. We train arduously towards achieving our missions, whether it was combat or whether it is disaster relief or any other mission.
Yeah.
So I think the motivation that we have used to win this conflict, in fact, that motivation still lies and has come down from generation to generation. So whatever it is the team effort, comradeship, and the spirit course that we possess, and of course reinforced with the missions that drives us to achieve these objectives.
And obviously your leadership has guided you all and given you every support. And I'd like to thank the Army Commander for being so pliable in our request to have this gentleman here today, and on several other occasions too. So thank you for that, Commander. But before we go, what is the message you have to the people, in terms of disaster? What's your message? Please help, but what?
So, the first thing is we are, as at now, we are doing the identification.
Right.
And the district committees are on, and we starting from the Gram Niladari, the traditionally come the secretaries, and we have the GAs, the military guys, the police, all these teams are coming in. And then at district level, what we do is we do the identification of disaster prone areas, identifying the possible disasters and educating people. The first thing is people take these warnings very light. And even warning also, we have a system, and we have been telling the district secretary levels and the Gram Niladari level always that warning should be timely and accurate. Timely and accurate warnings wins the confidence of the people. When you get the timely and accurate warnings and information, we win the confidence of the people, and the people tend to listen to us. And they should move away when we tell them from disaster, this is new. And that is the most important thing. and if they work together with us, so we can prevent a large amount of the colossal amount of disasters and damages to the people.
Thank you. Actually, we greatly appreciate your presence on the program, and we'd like to thank you. We'd like to thank you all personally, and we'd also like to thank the Sri Lanka Army and obviously the other forces too, and your commander and the Secretary Defence, and of course the Commander-in-Chief for all the good work in terms of defence that's going on. Thank you, and as I say once more, if ever you need our assistance in any shape or form, especially in terms of awareness, we're at the end of one telephone call. So there you are. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for being on our program.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you. And that's it from Newsline today on the 18th of May 2017. Take care and God bless.